Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Vicky. Coming to you guys today to talk about 5 things I think are important when considering a post-bac program. Now let's get started. Now the first thing I think is very important to consider is finances. It's important to consider how much the institution is going to cost you, as well as what financial means are being offered for students in that program. For example, my program offered internal as well as institutional scholarships. The scholarships provided from my post-bac were for students who are in financial need, as well as students who are doing well in the program. And also institutionally, there were some scholarships that were available. But because I had a post-bac status, I wasn't eligible for all scholarships. So I really implore you guys to really ask your financial aid office, as well as the financial aid in your program, to figure out how students are supporting themselves. So the second thing I think you should consider is the location. Location, location, location. And I say this because my program was about 2 hours away from the nearest airport. And that was very hard to deal with because I'm someone who loves to go home and see their family. Now, I chose this program because of all the other positive things that came with it, but it's something that if I was to go back, I would really think about, because ultimately it was really hard to kind of figure out how I was going to get from point A to point B. And because the program was in a rural area, I had to give up a lot of things and a lot of wants that I really liked. So I really encourage you guys to really consider that. Are you someone that needs their family around or their friends? Do you enjoy being around the city? Do you enjoy having access and quick transportation? Do you enjoy the shopping malls? Or would you rather live in a more rural, more slow area? So you really have to consider those things and look within yourself to figure that out. And I really would encourage you to do that before you get into your program. So the third thing I think you should consider is whether your school provides academic support to its students. Now, for my program was pretty small, so we were limited in what academic services we could receive. But what was nice was that we were able to access the tutoring services that the institution provided to its students. So we were able to use that and access that when we needed help. And also, because our program was pretty small, we were able to go to our professors, talk to them, ask them questions, and what really helped us get through the program. Now, I also would like for you guys to consider what resources that it provides to its students. What support is offered for students after they're done with the program? Do you need to apply for the MCAT? Do you need to take the MCAT? Do you need to apply to med school right away after? Is that required to complete the program? So you really want to make sure you're asking all these questions, as well as what resources do they give their students? For example, my program provided UWorld. Now, UWorld is a question bank which helps students answer questions, and it helps provide practice tests and things like that for students who need to take the MCAT. We both had medical students as well as dental students, so they both were provided resources to help push them forward. So you really want to ask those questions. What means are you going to provide for me to excel in this program? So the third thing you want to ask is what academic support is available for its students. Now, academic support could range from what tutoring services are available as to what support do professors provide to specifically for students who are post-bacs. I think it's important to ask what services are available such as that for post-bacs, because from personal experience, our institution, although very small, didn't really have a lot of academic support within the program, but outside of that, we were able to ask institutions tutoring services to get help. Also, our professors in the program, because our program was pretty small, were able to provide support and work with the small amount of students that we had, which was great because we got one-on-one support. They were always available if needed outside of the classroom and as well in the classroom. So it's something to consider. I also would consider what resources are given to its students. For example, some of our students were going into dental school as well as medical school. So we were given like UWorld, which is a question bank service, which helps students work through questions as well as help them gain the knowledge they need to take these board exams, such as the MCAT, for example. Our school provided AAMC question banks, which helps students simulate sort of what the test would be like, which was great. So I really recommend you guys asking what questions, such as what support do you guys have while I'm in this program, and what support do you guys have for me once I want to apply to a professional school. It's whether your post-bac program has connections to different schools. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of the students in my program were able to kind of listen to and hear from medical students up close and personal. We had programs that came in and presented on certain Fridays of the month about their program and what they were looking for in students. That only gave us an inside scoop, you guys, about the program. And that was so helpful. And you know what? A lot of these programs were doing what they were said they were gonna do. They were accepting students that had post-bac experience, that came from non-traditional backgrounds. So you wanna ask your post-bac program, what schools are students going to after, and are these students being successful at the programs that they're going? So the fifth thing I want you guys to consider is what type of support does the program provide for its students after everything is said and done? After you've finished all your requirements for the program, what support is provided? Now, for my program, they provided us with a committee letter, which basically describes you as a student within the program too. So it's just another letter on top of all the letters in there to kind of describe who you are as a student. So that was great, as well as the program provided support through its advisors who would actually help you read through your application, as well as help you edit your personal statement, as well as your blurbs when you had to write for your application. It was so great to have support from my program and when I was applying to medical school, because I didn't feel like I was alone. The last thing you want to do is feel like you're alone in this process, because it is a hard process. So it was great to have that support coming from my program so that you can, be the best applicant when you do apply. So those are my 5 things that I think you should consider when applying for a post-bac program. I want you guys to know that you guys can do this. Stay encouraged, know that you can make it. I hope that this video was very informative. I hope that you guys come back again and watch part 2 of this video. And I hope to see you guys later. Have a great week. Bye. Stay blessed.